Hello friends, Middle-Aged Noob again. We're having another guest replay. We're having another game with Markbug. This time he's in his T71 DA on Mannerheim. 7th Tier 7 light tank, Tier 7 Tier 6 game. 3 light tanks, Mannerheim line. So Markbug is going to have an excellent game here. He's going to demonstrate all the strengths of light tank play, spotting, doing damage, and late game carries. So let's see what Markbug gets up to here. So he's heading out into the field here, heading to the fairly typical light tank bush. You'll see a lot of tanks go where that AMX-12T is down south, but I don't like that play very much, and apparently Markbug's happy to let the 12T do it. He's going to set himself up in this bush, see what he can't see across the way, light the guys on the perch, maybe get some of the tanks crossing, and we'll see where we go from here. In terms of the distribution of tanks, fairly typical setup for the green tanks. We're seeing the heavies go south, a couple of tanks going north, and a couple of TDs up on the perch. So Markbug has gotten a number of early lights, though his TDs hadn't set up in time really to be able to take much advantage of them, but he is getting a bit of assistance here. So Mannerheim line and spotty on Mannerheim line. You do tend to be a little bit passive in the early game in a light tank. Just too risky to get out in the open and try and take pot shots. In terms of the way the teams are going, I would say that I'm not super happy with the way Markbug's team has gone. I don't think they sent enough tanks north. They put a lot of tanks in the south, but that tends to be a very slow progression in that part of the map. I find that games are won and lost mostly in the north here. So let's see how this goes. Markbug's shifting around a little bit to try and maybe get some different angles on some different tanks. I gotta say the Markbug's team's doing well so far. They're up 2 guns and nearly 2,000 hit points in damage as well. So Markbug has spotted the IKV, the 65, gets spotted in return, but manages to take 1 punch shot at him. But unfortunately for Mark, that exposes him to fire from the Skoda T25 and the E25, 2 tanks that can put a lot of damage into you very, very fast. So he's looking to get himself safe, and things are not going well for Markbug's team in the north. There's a full health IS up there. There's still the IKV, and who knows what else behind them. And all that's left of Markbug's team there is the KV-13. Even the TDs that are up on the porch are not in a position to help out with north. So Markbug decides that it's up to him to do something about it. He's going to go back and do some spotting of those guys if they try and push into the base, calling for help, trying to get the attention of his team on that area. The Jackson and the Hellcat have realized the danger that they're in and are repositioning to maybe do something about this. So he's going to wisely not go straight across to that place. He's going to take a longer route, take advantage of his superior camo and view range to hopefully spot those tanks crossing before he himself gets spotted. The Jackson finds the IS and is able to put a shot into him, but Markbug now sees him as well. And there's the IKV. I always pity IKV players. Those tanks are just made of paper. Anything can penetrate them. They're kind of boxy and not that hard to hit. Markbug's got this guy lined up for his own team. The IS is now in a bit of a difficult position. The IKV's down to a 1 shot. Markbug's going to try and take him out. First shot fails to connect, but the second one gets it. And now the IS is in trouble with a crossfire between Markbug, the Hellcat, and the Jackson. The DA, the opposing DA, saw an opening to come across the field, maybe help out his IS. But unfortunately, that IS is not going to last long enough for the DA to be able to do much to help. So that the opposing DA backs off quite sensibly. So we've cleared up the north, we've restored our gun advantage, we've got a bit of a health advantage, so really things look pretty good for Markbug's team. Just that DA buzzing around being posing a bit of a problem. But Markbug's Tiger P has decided to push forward, and that's not going to work out for him. The DA gets respotted. He's trying to light, for his arty, he's trying to light the tanks on the perch and in that other area. And Markbug, keeping an eye on the north, has now spotted the one tank that hadn't been spotted till now, the AT-15A. So the AT-15A, very heavily armored TD, especially in the front. Very hard for light tanks to do anything about, especially from the front. It's difficult for light tanks with their gun handling to be able to hit weak spots like cupolas. So usually what you want to do is either get behind them and flank them, or you want to light them for people with guns that can pen. So the arty, Markbug's arty, is now taken out the DA, which is great, because that means that there are very few tanks left that have view range or stealthiness to be able to advance on the base. There is, however, that E25 that's still out there that could prove problematic. So Markbug is still circling around, trying to keep that AT-15A lit. Keep an eye on him, don't let him progress. And again, wisely is doing this from a distance to take advantage of his superior camo and view range. Now the E25 has been spotted. He's charging around, trying to create a crossfire between himself and the AT-15A. And here he comes. Takes a shot, but takes out the Jackson and then crashes into the Jackson and seems to have trouble backing up, which makes him easy meat for side shots from Markbug, who doesn't waste the opportunity and takes him down very, very quickly. So once again, the gun advantage is back in place, so the health advantage isn't that great. All of the really mobile tanks, with the exception of the Skoda, have been taken down. So things are looking pretty good for Markbug's team. Oh, there goes Arty. Arty takes out Arty. So we saw the Skoda T25 there in the middle. Is he still there? Markbug is again going to, keep him at a reasonable distance, try and spot him, which he has successfully been able to do, but he's down below the dip and not really within a good target of any of Markbug's team, let alone Markbug himself. So Markbug decides he's going to try and find a different angle on him. Maybe get some flank on the Skoda, maybe on the AT-15A, which has gone unspotted for a while now. Give his GW Panther and his Hellcat and his heavies a chance to maybe do something about these targets. Circling around. Try to find some bushes on this side of the map that would allow him to look over to the other side. Post up into this bush here. And there's the Skoda. Perfect. Skoda knows he's been spotted at this point, but doesn't know from where. Now he knows, but it's too late for him to do anything about it. And 3 shots, and he's down. The AT-15A is now pushed around the corner. Spotted the KV-1S for his arty, and the arty takes out the KV-1S. Still, it's looking pretty good for Markbug's team. They're ahead in health, they're ahead in guns. The AT-15A is a relatively immobile tank. Shouldn't be that hard to take care of. But once again, the opponent's arty was able to take out the Hellcat, probably spotted by the AT-15A. So that's probably what the AT-15A is thinking, is get up into cap, get up into that area, find himself a place where his armor is going to work, and keep the opponents lit for arty. So I think very wisely Markbug decides that it's time to take out arty, and does so with that GW Panther. So he's going to spend a few minutes looking around for the other arty. Are they in the same place? Does this arty have a keyboard? Is he going to relocate, or is he going to be found here? So we notice now that the AT-15A probably has moved into the cap, and what he's going to try and do is keep himself reasonably bushed up, force the KV-2 and the Panther to expose themselves, both to his own fire and possibly that of arty. A very sensible thing to do. The team is yelling at the KV-2 to move up to spot the AT-15A, It's not a crazy idea, even though the KV-2 doesn't have a good view range. Probably a shot from the AT-15A would be sufficient to allow even the KV-2 to light him, which in turn would allow the GW Panther to hit him for a reset. But so far, the KV-2, who does not seem to be the strongest player in the game, seems reluctant to move. The clock is running down, though there's still plenty of time for Markbug to get there. 48 seconds, you can get pretty much anywhere on the map in that time. He's got a heat clip loaded and ready to go, so he's in as good a position as he's ever going to be to try and take out that AT-15A. Well, the Panther has gotten impatient with the KV-2 and has decided that he's going to try and spot. So he's moving up, which I think is very unwise. He'd be better off waiting and pre-aiming on the cap circle, waiting for Mark to light it. But he's decided to make a run for it. There's the AT-15A. One shot, missed. But the AT-15A takes out the Arty in the meantime. 2 shots, 3 shots. The AT-15A is ignoring Markbug and focusing instead on the KV-2. Markbug's done what he can. Nothing left in the clip. But did bring him down quite substantially. KV-2's firing high explosives. Is unable to kill the AT-15A and goes down himself. So now it's 1v2. Markbug against the AT-15A, which is a tough target for a light tank, and the Arty. He one direct hit of the AT-15A and a Arty splash, and that'll be Markbug's game. So Markbug knows that the AT-15A would have known where he was shooting from before, and I think Markbug is calculating that probably the AT-15A would have turned to present his frontal armor to where Markbug had last been seen. So he's hoping for side shots, and he's from this angle, and he's hoping to be able to spot the AT-15A. So there he is, side shot available, but unfortunately bad gun handling, and he's not able to get it. He's now spotted, vulnerable to the Arty, vulnerable to the AT-15A. He's got to back off and stay safe. 37 seconds left. Plenty of time for a reload, but it's getting pretty tight for where he'll be able to position himself. So once again, trying to engage in a little misdirection. Drop light, go dark, keep the AT-15A guessing as to where he's going to be. The AT-15A presents his side, and lo and behold, down he goes. And we even get spotted Arty as a bonus. Unfortunately, Markbug had hit the reload, wasn't in a position to take any shots, not the best angle anyway. But he hasn't been spotted yet, and it's just now a matter of sneaking up on this artillery. So, goes one way, turns around, goes back the other way. He's got a full clip loaded, plenty of ammunition to be able to take this guy. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. If the guy does run for it, I mean, you know where he is, or was last seen. Shouldn't be that hard to find him, though it's getting late in the game to be able to cap. So really the best bet is to find this Arty and kill him. He didn't move. He's hoping to find a shotgun angle, but pointed the wrong direction. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, and that's the game. Very nice. 6 kills. Very, very nice. And that's the victory. So let's take a look at the end plates. Well, look at all those medals. Is there anything he didn't get? Pascucci's, Scout, Defender, High Caliber, Top Gun, 25 bonds. Top of his team, Ace, of course. Very, very nice. 25 bonds, a nice little bonus. 1485 in experience, putting him way ahead of everybody else on both teams. And in terms of rewards, well, very, very costly game, firing a fair bit of premium ammo, and he's paying full price for the Coca-Cola that his crew's consuming. I'm sure he's looking forward to the consumable sale that we're going to be having just in a little while. So there you have it, a beautiful demonstration of the power of light tanks, particularly the T71 DA. In doing spotting, doing damage, doing late game cleanup. Very, very nice game, Markbug. So, happy to do replays for anyone else who might want to submit a replay to me. Leave a comment down below, or letting me know where to get you. Get a replay, and maybe I can do some more for anyone else who's interested. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Good luck, have fun, hope to see you on the battlefield, and we'll see you around. Bye now.